In the 1980s, we got a very like specific genre of film that was like this goofy, over the top, zany parody comedy. Movies like Airplane and movies like The Naked Gun, which of course inevitably had two sequels. And now, because everything is a reboot, remake, or sequel, we have a sequel slash reboot of the Naked Gun series starring Liam Neeson, because of course we do. Let's talk about this movie. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, Rumble, and what's the other one? Instagram. I'm on all those social medias. You can find me there. I was really intrigued by this movie when I found out that Akiva Schaffer was directing it. If you don't know who he is one of the guys with Lonely Island. He directed one of my all-time favorite comedies, Hot Rod, which I think is legitimately like one of the top 5 funniest movies of all time. It's great, super rewatchable. Every joke in that film lands and it's tremendous. So I was really excited to see that he was doing this. I'm not super pleased with the finished product. There's no way around simply just saying that. I think the movie's cast is okay. It's clear that Liam Neeson like doesn't really give a rip anymore and has no interest in hiding his actual accent, because he like is just kind of here, and it really does feel like he's going through the motions in this. I think what made Leslie Nielsen so good in both the Airplane movies and the original Naked Gun is that he like played it fully straight, and the jokes landed as a result of that. In this, Neeson is like, I don't know, it seems like he's trying too hard to be funny by pretending to not be funny. And as a result, I think some of the jokes don't land as they're intended. I think the story, of course, it's going to be like paper thin and goofy and dumb, but I just wasn't all that engaged with it. It doesn't have to be like super deep. I think that's kind of the point. But I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't, and some of like the jokes that I felt like they were going to do, they like kind of threw out there and then abandoned it. Like there's this running joke about like them being handed coffee cups by people and then like slowly them becoming bigger and bigger. But the joke is like abandoned 10 minutes into the movie. And I thought it could have been like this really, really funny, like legendary bit. And instead they just kind of like abandoned it and then moved on to something else. So the movie like really does fail to commit in a way that I wasn't expecting. I think part of it's the script, and then I think a lot of it's simply the direction. So I know a lot of people like love this movie. I think it did pretty well at the box office, but I was honestly kind of disappointed. There's a couple of bits that land okay. One in particular where Frank is like scared by somebody standing in the place that he doesn't expect. And he like launches his coffee cup all over the place. It's that bit I actually did laugh at, but I think some of it is just really misguided. Another great example is there's this there's a moment where him and Pamela Anderson are having like this kind of like a romance montage, and it's meant to be funny because they're both like really old at this point, and it's very clear that they're both really old. And the idea of like two old people making out in a hot tub is supposed to be like funny, but it just comes off as cringe and really weird. And I didn't laugh at it, so it didn't have the intended effect on me. And like, let's be realistic here. I am the target audience when it comes to lowbrow, stupid, nonsense humor in the year 2025. So I really wanted to like this movie. I simply did not. So really, it's that cut and dry. I feel like this is also a movie that I might go back and watch in like a couple of months. And maybe I was wrong about it, but I don't think I am. I think it's very much a product of its modern reboot, remake, sequel era. And I think that also hurts the film. So I didn't like The Naked Gun. I thought it had like a couple good gags. Otherwise, it was goofy. Danny Huston tends to be really good at like playing a bad guy, and he kind of tries to do that here. There's some dumb jokes about like there's literally a device called the plot device. It's very on its nose, and it just doesn't, none of that really worked for me like I expected it to, especially from this particular director and these filmmakers. So that's what I thought of The Naked Gun, the 2025 new version. I thought it was dumb without being funny. So disappointed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'll see you next Saturday at 9 a.m.